Presented to you by the Sideline Dynasty. Visit sidelinedynasty.com, the cure for every sports addict.
You know, some guys might decide that it's a little too tough, or it's a little too hard, it's a little too demanding. It's Division I football! It's the Big 12! It ain't intramurals! You got 2 weeks after finals, you got a week of July 4th, and you got a week before camp starts. That's a month! That's probably more vacation than you guys get. And we're a little bummed out that we don't get 3 weeks? Go play intramurals, brother. Go play intramurals.
Welcome to the Run Pod Option. I'm Marty.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jeff.
And it is week 1 college football, guys. Are we excited?
Week 0.5.
It's yeah, that's true. Well, zero, I don't know. If you multiply week 0 by week 1, what do we get?
We get 0.
It's still 0.
Every week is week 0. So...
Where am I? The world isn't real.
On the dock today, we got week 0 discussion. We've got Doug Gottlieb talk, which I know Kyle's excited about, and then we're going to do our weekly picks and get at everybody's hair. Miami and Florida played just the most exciting game, the best game. What did we think of? What did we think? I know, Jeff. Did you watch the whole thing?
I caught about 2/3 of it.
Okay, that's probably all you had to do. And in case you hear that noise, that's my dog trying to break into the office.
How did Miami go 4 minutes and lose yardage at the end of the game?
Yeah, so they got... God, I wish I'd written it down. How many penalty yards they gained on their last drive? Because it was, I think 3 pass interferences in a row. It was...
I think I heard that between the two, it was like 24 penalties for like over 200 yards.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so here's...
That's awful.
Here's the last drive. All right, so they had a 10-play drive, 4 minutes and 8 seconds, -2 yards. So I'm gonna run through it really quick. Are you guys ready? Everybody drink when they hear penalty. First and 10, Miami penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct. 1 yard loss for a rush for -1 yard. A rush for 1 yard. A sack, loss of 10 yards. A penalty, delay of game. Timeout Florida. A sack, bringing it to 4th and 34. And then penalty Florida, pass interference.
I guess that penalty was like 7 yards before the first down marker, and the dude just straight up tackled the receiver.
Yeah, it was an awful play. Because one of these, I think it was the last one, the second pass interference play was not. It was kind of a ticky-tack call, but this one, the 4th and 34, was Florida just straight up.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah,
get into the prevent.
2 yard loss. Jaron Williams incomplete pass, pass interference. 12-yard pass, incomplete pass, sacked, incomplete, and then it was basically the end of the game.
So bad.
I will say, I don't know if Tate Martell would have given Miami a better option to win, but Jaron Williams, when his offensive line wasn't just smelling grass, looked great.
I might be rescinding my pick for Miami to win the ACC Coastal.
Yeah, that.
I don't know.
It was. I don't know if Florida's defense is that good, or their defensive line is that good, it wouldn't surprise me. But Miami's offensive line, really both teams' offensive lines, were atrocious.
Yep.
I think Jaron Williams, like any other really young quarterback, was running for his life, making one read and then not being able to find something, and then having 3 Florida Gators on him.
Yeah, I mean, they ended up with 10 sacks. Is that really it?
It's honestly, it felt like it felt like more. It was.
Well, that's bad. I mean,
You know what?
Yeah.
what is Miami gonna do? I don't think that
was-
Florida's defense is that good. Like that good. They're good, but not that good.
No, not yet, at least. And definitely, yeah. And they're supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be pretty weak in the linebacking, in the middle of the field. I will say what drew me off sides a lot
Was the hard count, because apparently that happened too. So
it was another hard, actually, that you mentioned it. So this was Reese Davis and I think Kirk Herbstreit, right, that was calling this game?
okay,
It's definitely Reese Davis. I'm pretty positive on that. And Florida has a defensive tackle that was really getting after it, whose first name was Jabari and whose last name was Zuniga. But boy, he was having a hard time pronouncing that last name. And it was like 2 or 3 times that I was just like, boy, he needs to really emphasize that A. Because
did you hear about Desmond Howard on the College Game Day?
Yeah, that he's gonna have to choke a bitch. That's great.
I get it, it's a bit, but I mean,
He's definitely just lost it. That was great.
well, Wayne Brady apparently gave him a shout out. So
Yeah, I think Wayne Brady's probably going to be like a guest picker on one of the game days, almost certainly now.
I hope so.
Did we watch the Hawaii and Arizona game?
Saw the highlights. God
I saw a
damn,
little bit of it.
Khalil Tate.
It was the perfect after dark game. It was everything.
Yeah,
It was Mountain West.
It was all the
Pac-12
offense and
after
more.
dark. Yeah, it was. I ended up watching only the first 3 quarters, and then I had to call it because it was 1 a.m. and I was dying. But apparently Cole McDonald, I think, threw 2 more touchdowns and 2 more interceptions when I went to bed.
did you see that last play by Tate?
No, I didn't.
With time running out, they were about 35 yards from the end zone. He got flushed out of the pocket, decided to run. He got hit at the 1 yard line.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
That ended the game. Yeah. He got tackled by a defensive tackle on the 1.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
He made all of the moves.
He was really bad in the first quarter, and then he was really good in the second quarter. And in the third, it looked like they had lost it because I think Arizona racked 2 touchdowns real quick and spread it up, and that's about the time I headed to bed.
Yeah, if Tate had gotten in the end zone, it would have tied the game up.
I will say, Cedric Byrd II is a fucking baller. Dude, 14 catches, 224 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Just absolutely monstrous game.
He had a great year in that first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
He can just
that's like
take a rest for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's fine.
He beat out probably every Georgia Tech receiver last year combined in receptions,
And this year.
yards, and touchdowns. And maybe this year, yeah, because it remains to be seen how good they're going to be offensively.
I'm going to be their quarterback this year, so
It's-
I'm more of a pure pocket passer.
Well, we've talked about this before, but the 4 Horsemen of Notre Dame, the starting quarterback was your height. At what height is that? 5'8"?
No, 5'5".
I'm trying to give you some credit here. I honestly
Don't give me credit.
I felt like a bad friend. I felt like a bad friend not knowing your height.
I'm old enough. I'm secure in it. It's fine.
Other than Felipe Franks being a bad quarterback, do you guys have anything else for these 2 games?
underwhelming. A lot of discipline issues. I know it's the first game, but damn, just especially Florida. You're the number 8 team in the country. I expect more out of you.
Yeah, it probably goes to show just how pointless those early polls are too, right? Like,
yeah.
Did y'all catch the Youngstown State Samford game? Was it Samford?
No, but you showed me that picture of their their strength coach.
Yeah,
that you were fawning over.
The best part about this game was continuing to see, for the first 3 quarters, a Bo Pelini team be incredible on defense and unable to do anything on offense. It's like Bo Pelini just doing this thing, and then they racked up 3 touchdowns at the end of the game to just bury Samford.
God, I showed Dina the picture of the strength coach, and she said it looked like one of the dudes from The Bachelorette, and I was like, that's pretty on brand right there.
That could work out.
Yeah. Sleeveless, it's whatever.
There was that picture that floated around.
Who does that?
One of the highest. You know what? I'm doing this show right now in a cutoff T-shirt, so I'd like for you to just.
I also can't say anything. Syracuse has one of their assistant coaches that wears a kilt. So
no, he doesn't. Does he really?
Yes.
You're burying the lead. I've never known that.
Oh yes, look it up.
God, I bet Dino loves that shit too.
Gosh, I don't think he's really ever noticed it.
He just does like the Vince McMahon cackle. God damn, what a dress.
It's a strong kilt too, isn't it?
Yeah,
You wear the polo with a kilt. It's great.
Polo with the kilts is an incredibly alpha move, and
it's a power move.
What position does he coach? Is he a strength coach?
I don't think he's a strength coach. I want to say he's a defensive back or defensive tackle coach.
So this headline says, "Why is Syracuse's football assistant wearing a kilt?" And his name is Dave Chirko.
What does he do? I don't know what he does. He just stands there and looks awesome.
So this article is in 2015, but it appears that he is also the strength and conditioning coach.
Oh, okay. Well, then it makes sense.
So everybody's doing bits. There was the Oregon guy with the mustache from a couple years ago, or he's Georgia, I think, and then he went to Oregon.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah.
Then he was the quarterback at Washington State. It was weird.
Jeff, you're in really good shape. I think you could probably do a bit for us if you could get on the staff. I think UNC Charlotte would have you too.
They do play this Thursday. I might be able to go see if I can get on television.
Honestly,
wear a kilt with a cut-off shirt. You'll be fine.
I might wear a cut-off polo and see what they do.
You could probably do like just regular
with a tie.
Pants. that's you know what? No, do the. I know this is against your nature, but do a cutoff polo, but also a vest like Jim Tressel style over it, and then regular slacks, and it's a move, and then like a flat brim hat,
and a sensible bow tie,
but all in UNC Charlotte colors,
and some sweet New Balances.
So we wanted to take a moment on this college. Some New Balances. I don't know why it didn't register before, but those are. Listen, man,
they're sensible shoes.
We're getting our 30s. They're sensible. They're not a bad option now.
It gives you nice support for your aching back.
You can get like a generic gray, and it goes with everything.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by New Balance. Joe Montana probably wears them.
He wears Skechers.
Oh, shit. Well, that's when he's working his calves. He's got to have a day he has off, though.
Speaking of calves, let's talk about a guy that has a busted calf right now.
You know what? That's what a segue, Kyle.
Boom!
Yeah, so former Stanford great Andrew Luck is retiring at the age of 29 from the NFL.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And it does suck. You know, I'm a Jacksonville fan, and it kind of helps me out in my own interest, but you hate to see it. He's a gamer. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Apparently one of the best dudes.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about him. Like, it was fun watching him play, even though he kicked the shit out of my team every week whenever we played him. Am I upset to not see him when we play them? No, but I'm upset to not see him in the game. But, fucking Doug Gottlieb. Jesus Christ. This ass clown. So, I'm a huge Syracuse fan, and he's been kind of just an asshole to Syracuse in general. Mostly basketball. Hates Jim Boeheim, hates the program. Always recycles the same, complaints about, oh, they don't leave New York State ever, in the first month of the season. And, oh, their strength of schedule isn't great, Bullshit. But then he decides to come out after Andrew Luck retires and say, retiring because rehab is quote-unquote too hard is the most millennial thing I've ever seen. Hashtag Andrew Luck. And he's caught hell for it. But, this is a guy that... What the fuck has he ever done? He's just a troll. This is a guy that stole credit cards from his roommate and got kicked out of school. Had to go to another school. Who's he to be the moral compass for somebody? For protecting his own body, he's 29. He's spent 26 games on the IR the last like 3 years.
God,
he's consistent. Yeah, and he's always hurt. And of course it's going to wear on you mentally. You just can't seem to get healthy. And you're starting to think, am I ever going to be healthy? Do I want to continue to play? Do I want to continue to get hit like I used to? I know you have a better offensive line now, but you didn't back in the day, and that's why you're in the position you are right now.
Well, and I think with any line of work, but especially one in which you're getting hit 30 times a game by like Mack trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it's, I can
Khalil
find
Mack trucks.
I can find it very understandable that he would fall out of love with the game that he loves, if nothing else, because
it's caused you so much pain.
Right. Well, I mean, besides just the pain of needing to go through a year and a half of surgery to get a year's worth of games and then rinse repeat, like that sucks for anybody. And
not to be able to play it at the level that you feel like you should be playing it at.
Right.
That you used to always play it at, that you're struggling to throw the ball for a year, and now you kind of can, but it's because a surgeon botched the surgery. I mean,
it's
a shitty situation, and he doesn't need people like Doug Gottlieb piling on,
or Doug Gottlieb trying to save face by saying like, no, listen, I love the guy, but it looks really bad when you have Alex Smith, who almost lost a leg trying to come back. And it's like, okay, well, first, Alex Smith, also millennial, welcome to the party. So which is it? And it's Alex Smith's prerogative.
Also looks real bad when you steal your roommate's credit cards.
I feel like sports media has done a really good job of making the players the bad guys and not the owners. And that's fucked up. And I guess the Colts have been taking this in stride, and like they're not sweating the money. They're not making a big deal out of it, which
that's
is the right
least
thing.
that they can do. Give him his $24 million, because it's their fault they didn't put a line around him.
But for every fan, they seriously are responsible. And for every fan that booed out there, or that's crying because they fucking drafted Andrew Luck in fantasy football, aren't owed fuck all. Like they can all go jump off a fucking cliff, as far as I'm concerned. Like it's seriously, I watched it happen with a very polarizing player in T.O. when he was at the Cowboys. And he didn't have the safety net that Andrew Luck had. But when he had to go, he had to go. And then
Well,
everyone
fuck,
wants
Jacksonville's
to
kind of dealing with it right now. Jacksonville was dealing with it in the offseason where Telvin Smith decided that he was going to step away from the team for the year and basically retire to get his head straight. Everything I've seen from the Jacksonville community is, man, I hope this guy gets his head straight. If he doesn't come back, then, that's on him and he can do what he does. But I hope that he, gets himself right. That's what's most important. This is a game. But the fans that were booing Andrew Luck as he's walking off the field in the third preseason game when he didn't even play, just because they're seeing Adam Schefter's tweet, and realizing that that's going on, that's classless.
It's not like
Get
we're
over it.
removed. It's not even that crazy. Like Patrick Willis did it, years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago, for fuck's sake.
Hey, Tank can go get Tua Tagovailoa.
Pardon?
I can't say his last name. I can't say his last name.
Brother, we're going to do a college football podcast, and you've got to practice that because this is going to be a ride all season.
He's going to be on there all season. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to do a segment asking, what's Tua up to? And Kyle's got to do the whole bit. But talking
Tank
to
Tua.
We're going to do Samoan name segments every week.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Kyle has to read one Brigham Young player. All right, so I think we've exhausted that. I hope Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
I wish him well in his future endeavors.
Yes. Have a good retirement.
I'm truly bummed that we weren't robbed seeing him and what he could be, because I don't think he was even in his prime. I think he got robbed of that too.
No.
It's a loss for the NFL, but I'm happy for him and his family that he can
go work for your dad in the at the XFL.
Fun. Go develop in the XFL. That'll be perfect. He'll be the Renegades quarterback coach under Stoops. He could
probably be a pretty damn coach.
Oh, I bet. I honestly kind of hope he does. I think he'd probably enjoy it too. If all accounts are correct with how much he does love the game, there's still ways to be involved, but he needs to take some time for himself.
He gets pissed at the quarterback, says, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm coming back."
Yeah, he player coaches it and just
wins comeback player of the year for the second time.
There's really only one place. There's really only one place he belongs, and that's Andrew Luck, Michigan quarterback coach under Jim Harbaugh.
Maybe. And somehow Gaddis still avoids being able to call plays, and he just
and they still find a way to go 8-5.
So we have our weekly picks before we get out of here. So we had 10, and I turned it into 12, and the final two are going to be a surprise for you guys. And I think I'm going to do that each week because I like the wild card of it. So we're picking against the spread. I'm going to read out the teams. If y'all want to add any news and notes, feel free. Are we ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Let's ride.
We have, in no particular order here, Oklahoma State at Oregon State, and Oklahoma State's getting 15 points.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like enough.
Hold on. Do you expect Oklahoma State to cover 15? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kyle? Okay, I thought you said the over.
I think they're going to, yeah.
And I've got the over line written on there, and I just didn't want to be too confused.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, you too?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. I think it'd be a surprise if they didn't, honestly.
I just don't expect much from Oregon State, really. And Oklahoma State usually finds a way to put up points.
Yep. No,
I know it's at Oregon State, but that shouldn't matter to me.
Oklahoma State has a really fun offensive coordinator that's his first year, and he'll have a new quarterback, I believe, too. But that's never really stopped Mike Gundy, and Oregon State is probably the bottom 3 Power 5 team in the country.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only reason Georgia Tech isn't even on that list is because they have a reason. Because they had a system that is not just a light switch away. Next we have Florida Atlantic at Ohio State, and Ohio State is favored by 27 points. for context, I looked up the Florida Atlantic and Oklahoma game they played last year. And they got beat by Oklahoma by, I think, it was either 39 or 40 points, something along those lines. I think Ohio State's more talented than Oklahoma, but they were also replacing a lot. And Ryan Day.
Putting in a new quarterback, yeah.
New quarterback.
And a new coach.
Pretty good amount of defensive players they lost too, right?
Their O-line's getting all replaced too.
And Lane Kiffin
he got everybody from Last Chance U.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin, who is Mother Teresa for JUCOs. I think Ohio State covers.
Yeah, I think so. First game at the Horseshoe, they're going to go nuts, I think. I think that we're going to see another quarterback that looks like he knows what he's doing out there. And it's Fields. I mean, I don't see Florida Atlantic, making that much of a game, and I think the Ohio State covers.
Agreed. And didn't Florida Atlantic just lose their star running back? Didn't he get drafted this year?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he did.
Singletary?
Montgomery. Singletary, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's also low-key a lot of players that are going to try to prove that it wasn't Urban. And by doing that, do you have an alarm at 9 o'clock every night, Jeff? He just muted himself.
Yeah.
You do?
It's my wife's alarm.
That's your alarm to take your pills?
That's her pills, yep.
All right, so we have Duke. Duke, what I was going to say is, people trying to prove that Ryan Day is the right guy, the players that love Ryan, and the players that don't want to be associated with the Urban, or their success not be dependent on Urban, I guess is a better way to say it.
Oh, Urban's having a good time spending time with his family, on the Fox pregame set. That's cool.
Let the run pod off.
Did you see where he was? He was at the Florida game in a Florida polo Saturday night.
Yeah, him and Steve Spurrier both were hanging out.
Yeah, and Florida fans were like,
Yeah. Well, fuck, he is a clown.
He'll look good in USC red soon, guys. Don't worry.
I'm not worried.
God, it's so gross. Next we have, let's do Syracuse at Liberty. Syracuse favored by 17.5.
I think that's too much.
Yeah.
I think that Liberty is underrated. It's at Liberty. They're going to be wanting to prove something. I think that Syracuse wins, but I think it's more like 14. Last year, Syracuse opened at Western Michigan. Really tried to give that game away. Won by about 14.
What's with Syracuse in these weird travel games for the first week at Western?
They're just trying to give that rub to everybody, man.
He's getting those Western Michigan recruits.
Yeah, Dino's laying the recruiting pipeline down in the Virginia, the greater Virginia area, and
Western Michigan has. I think that their head coach is Tim Lester, and he's a former Syracuse OC. So that makes sense there. Liberty,
solid, yeah.
I don't get it, but it's Hugh Freeze. I don't think that 17.5 is enough. Give me more 14. So I'll take Syracuse winning, but give Liberty the points at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, where are you at?
I agree. I have to trust the expert there.
I'm not an expert.
You never know what's going to happen with Hugh Freeze.
I really had Liberty as well, but I switched it to Syracuse because Kyle undersells everything, and I'm hoping that Syracuse is going to be better than he anticipates.
I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be fine this year. I think it's the first game. It's on the road. You're playing a team that's trying to prove something, and
right. And
you got a new quarterback, and
Dino's going to have to do. Dino's going to have a hell of a job getting to the stadium and trying to dodge all the burning crosses.
Oh God!
It's pretty much Liberty's bit. So we have Duke versus Alabama, and Alabama is favored 34.5 points.
Oh.
It's a lot of points.
Oh, I don't know why I'm going to do this, but I'm going to take Duke in that.
All right, I had Duke.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. I know that Alabama is super, super good, but Duke is well coached.
You're replacing Daniel Jones, so it's probably an upgrade.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I that's a lot of points. I do think that Alabama probably wins by like 30, but man, 34 and a half is a lot.
Yeah, I think it's 53-20. and they just barely get the under on it.
Yeah. and Saban's furious.
Yep.
The whole time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's an
the
80-yard
ACC?
touchdown pass, and he's tearing his headset in half. He snaps like
They're
the
up
third
7-0.
string running back's neck.
They take the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, and he's freaking the fuck out. He's punching out every coach on the sideline.
Jeff, what do you got?
I'm taking Bama.
Nice.
That with what they have coming back on offense, I know they've lost a lot of coaches, but
They're really going to be good.
they're gonna shred Duke.
Speaking of shredding, we have Georgia Tech at Clemson. Clemson favored by 35.5 points.
Oh,
I got Clemson.
I'm taking Clemson.
yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing
that's a lot of points, but it's a new coach and a new system, and
a defense
Clemson's
that's awful.
Yeah, and Clemson's just they're ready. They're ready to go.
So
I don't know if you guys saw this today, but Georgia Tech released their depth chart, and they don't have starters.
Oh, good. That's
So what they do is he calls it top of the line, and it's basically any player that is above the line can play. So they list like 9 offensive linemen, 4 quarterbacks.
what's weird is that Paul Johnson was he actually had a little bit of eligibility left. He enrolled. He's now their left guard.
It'd be an improvement probably in pass protection, to be honest.
Yeah, that one's the other hand.
That's brilliant, though. I mean, like, if you know you're not going to have one advantage, at least trying anything to fuck with whoever.
Yeah.
But then, like, I heard Dabo, Dabo, God almighty, dude. I just had, like, a stroke. That Dabo used the Arizona game as an example of not to sleep on Georgia Tech. like it was Hawaii's run-heavy game that got him beat.
It's also every big like program, big like NFL team, NBA team saying that nobody believes in us. That whole bullshit.
Yep.
Like the Patriots last year saying nobody believed in us to get to the Super Bowl and win it. It's like, no, we're just all tired of you.
No one thought we could get 6.
Nobody thought we could win our division.
Next,
that you've won every year.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Holy War, Utah at Brigham Young, and we've got Brigham Young as 5-point underdogs.
I don't think that's enough. Give me Utah.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm in agreement too. But God, it'd be so Brigham Young to win that game, like they did, and like when they hammered Wisconsin last year, out of nowhere, and just ruined.
Especially
Utah's
with all the hype Utah has this year, like Utah is getting a lot of play in the media, especially that defense.
Yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
They don't drink Kool-Aid, Kyle.
Oh, I think they do.
Well, are we making
It's
another
non-alcoholic
joke with Liberty? It's more Liberty scene, I feel like. Liberty against Brigham Young, and then like the Soldiers for Christ Bowl.
Looks for the run pagan option.
Virginia at Pitt. Pitt 3-point underdogs.
Give me Pitt with the win and the
the points
You're
and
out
the
of
win.
control.
Yeah.
Kyle's
Give me
drunk
Pitt
on
with the win and the
steak
points.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm taking Virginia to cover.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially with the round number like 3. I'll take that.
Yeah, I just think that Pitt's going to win a stupid game against a team that they shouldn't win against, and that's a really good candidate for it. I don't trust UVA.
Pitt. That'd be Pitt to play their best game in week 1.
Yeah.
Next we have...
I don't trust UVA. I just don't.
We have Oregon against Auburn, and this is the game in Atlanta, isn't it?
No, this is the one in Texas, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's in Houston. You're right.
Yeah.
So Oregon against Auburn.
That makes sense.
Auburn favored by 3 points.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't want to do it.
I said Auburn, right? Did I say Auburn favored by 3 points?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I have Oregon covering.
Yep.
I don't want to say it, but I think that Auburn's actually going to win that game.
Shit. Well, Bo Nix, man. Time to get on the Bo train. I'm going to save... Here, I'm going to jump to Notre Dame and Louisville. Notre Dame at Louisville. Notre Dame favored by 20.5 points. I don't think there's a number that's high enough that I wouldn't take Notre Dame.
Yeah. No, that's asinine right there.
Yeah. God bless Satterfield, but he's got an uphill.
Yeah, Louisville's going to give up like 30 points in that game. Or they're going to be beaten by 30 points.
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, Satterfield's good, but it's like...
It's a tough first game.
Brother, that's like... It's not even like cooking with the empty cupboards. It's having to like drill a hole in the ice, catch the fish, let the fish thaw, then dressing. I think that's what you do to fish. It might be deer. And then you cook it.
I think you have to clean it, actually.
Clean it or dress it. I always forget which one's which. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. I don't do outdoors things.
Yeah, I took a nap in like a Gainer Mountain once. It's the closest I ever got. So, Jeff, do I have you for Louisville covering 20.5?
Yeah, I think Satterfield's going to make a big difference. Like, they're probably going to look like a normal football team instead of whatever they looked like under Petrino.
Yeah, but Jawan Pass is still their quarterback.
Yeah, but I think he can cover some of that up, and they'll play with good effort. Notre Dame will probably just stick around and win by like 14.
Yeah, I could see Notre Dame not taking it seriously.
Notre Dame's
you can blame Josh for that.
Yep.
Is he a Notre Dame fan now?
He is now.
Well, that's what he decided last year.
You know how the British are.
He was real excited about them going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I do wonder how much is going to be them trying to answer for getting just bitch slapped by Clemson. But
everybody got bitch slapped by Clemson unless your name is Syracuse.
True. Yeah, that's God. So I'm going to jump to the two. I'm going to jump to the two surprise games that you guys don't know about
before we do Houston and Oklahoma.
Yeah, because I want that. That's our game of the week. I'm picking it right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we have UCLA at Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 2.5 points.
Not enough.
You think UCLA wins?
No, I think that Cincinnati's favored by 2.5. I think they're going to win by more.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm taking UCF.
UCLA?
Is it UCLA or UCF?
It's UCLA. Did I say UCF?
Yeah, sorry. Threw me off.
No, did I say it?
I'm switching to Cincinnati.
Kyle, you're the mediator. Did I say UCLA or UCF?
I think I said UCLA, and I knew they were playing UCLA. So
UCFA. So the Chip Kellys against Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm with Kyle. If it was UCF, it'd be different, but
yeah, I think I'm taking UCLA to cover. So fuck me, I guess. So Wisconsin at South Florida. South Florida are 14-point underdogs at home.
Wow.
Ooh, give me South Florida with the points, but you Wisconsin to win.
Yeah, it'll be closer than that, but
yeah, I think
still Wisconsin W.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I think I'm going to pick
the ghost of Willie Taggart will still be there.
So we all pick USF to cover. God, now I've got all my schools messed up.
UCF's winning the week.
UCF's winning everything. They'll tell you that on Twitter for sure.
We've got a banner already.
And the game of the week, we have Houston at Oklahoma. Oklahoma favored by 24.5 points.
I think Houston is going to cover that.
Really?
Yes.
I think they're going to cover it like with ease.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts, totally different offense. He's not the best passer in the world. I think that kind of lends itself to a more run-heavy game. I don't think that they extend it past 20 points.
My line of thought is I think De'Aaron King is insane, and I think that Jalen Hurts is going to be fine, but they're not going to be as explosive, at least for this first game.
Yeah.
And just to wrap this in a bow, last year, Dana Holgerson's second to last game with West Virginia, they lost to Oklahoma 59-56.
Yes, there will be some familiarity here. That's a good call.
Holgerson's hair will be everywhere.
He'll be shotgunning Red Bulls.
We're not a few years away from Houston losing to Oklahoma, or Oklahoma losing to Houston outright.
Yeah. No, I think that Houston's going to cover.
What do we think, Jeff?
I still would take Oklahoma.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay, you're the only one that's got Oklahoma on that one.
Yeah.
You believe in that offense. You believe in Lincoln Riley.
I do. I trust his system.
I mean, he's got an incredible system.
Yep. And they have 3 5-star receivers that they brought in. They're going to shred Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's going to throw it to him?
I hope that Jalen Hurts turns out to be so much better of a passer than I'm giving him credit for, just because that offense is a lot of fun. I don't know.
I think he's going to be better than he was in Alabama, but I just don't think it's going to be that much better.
I think Houston. I think it's less of how good Oklahoma's going to be personally, and I think it's how good Houston is going to be.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Marty, because you watch them more. Is Oklahoma a big play offense? Because I felt like Alabama was like they would try to go for like big shots, and that would get in trouble. But if they do shorter passes,
that's where I think it slows down the offense. So where Oklahoma was, they were explosive, but I'm not so sure that they threw the ball more than 30 yards more than any other Big 12 team. They just did it with better talent and better scheme. So
how efficient was Hurts? That's the real question, because
he was not inefficient. I remember him specifically being very good at not taking like bad sacks, for instance.
Sure, I'm talking more about like passing completion stats, because Mayfield and Kyler Murray were extremely efficient.
Yeah,
and that really helped the ball move, help the offense move.
All right, so in his career, he's 62.9% passing, and that's 48 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, which is no bum.
No.
In his comparison, Baker broke records, so I'm going to go with Kyler. I guess Kyler probably did fucking too.
Kyler hit 69% of his passes.
It's a big divide.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once again, I think that offense is going to be fine. I think that Hurts might be able to, make that bump up a couple percentage points, but I don't see it getting up to the 69-70% like Kyler Murray did.
I think there's a small part of me that hopes he fails so that we get a chance to see quarterback Spencer Rattler.
Yes.
Because there's not a better Oklahoma quarterback name in the country. It's truly a blessed name. Right,
oh, God.
Are we ready for week 1?
More than ready. ESPN Plus, ready for Syracuse Liberty.
You know what's even more
the rest
exciting?
Of my day.
With that ESPN Plus, you have your choice. The first games of the week on Thursday, Morgan State at Bowling Green. I know that has Jeff running. Robert Morris at Buffalo. I'm excited. Albany at Central Michigan. You know it. But actually, UCLA and Cincy and the Georgia Tech crucifixion at the hands of Clemson are both on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Indy
That's
time.
probably what's going to be on. That might be probably
it's at 10:15 Eastern.
I'll be battling, sleep at that point. But
I'll probably watch it on Friday at work, to be honest. All right, gentlemen, we will talk later this week. Actually, let's talk after the games. We'll do another follow-up next Monday. How does that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Later.